Good morning. Up for review today is the Black Diamond Distance 8 trail running pack. I got the pack about 3 months ago and I have around 50 to 60 miles on it now, doing a combination of some long day hikes, longer training runs around town, and then some hikes. I got this pack because it was on sale. I thought it looked kind of cool and wanted to give it a shot. This is my first running / trail running pack I've ever had, so definitely not an expert in this category. I want to go around the pack and just talk a little bit about it and what I've experienced. When it comes to this pack as a running pack, I think it works great. It doesn't bounce and jostle around like you would if you had a normal backpack on. The vest fits quite well. Let's go around and I'll talk about the exterior of the bag and then I'll get into the interior. So this bag is loaded up just the way I had it for yesterday. Yesterday I did the Sea to Summit trip where I went from Stinson Beach to the top of Mount Tam, which is about a 15 to 16 mile round loop depending on how you do it. So I'm just going to go through some of these pockets and talk about how I like it and what I don't like. First up is the harness. This is a running pack, so it's got a variety of pockets that go up and down each side. Each side is identical. If you look at some of the reviews of the older reviews of this pack, either the Distance 8 or they make a bigger one, the 15, you'll see that they had like a weird bungee cord system here on the 3 pockets. Now it's just elastic. So top pocket is zippered, and it's got kind of a pleat in it. It's just big enough barely to fit my iPhone 10 Pro. So this is not the big one. This is just like the normal size iPhone. And the pocket is just barely big enough to fit it. I wish it had just a titch bit more room, but it's nice that it doesn't move around. I did have one problem on a trail run where I had this like not in all the way, and I guess if you over press the iPhone button like 10 times, the power button, it'll call 911. So don't do that. Make sure you don't over press the buttons. Next up is the water bottle pocket. In here I have 2 500 milliliter hydro flasks on each side, one on each side. They're not the easiest to get in and out of. One complaint I do have is that when I was searching and I got this vest, there was 0 of the Black Diamond bottles available. They apparently don't make them. I called their customer service. They didn't have the right ones. So this is a hydro flask. It's a 500 milliliter, and it's actually the one that's meant for running with a strap on your hand. I removed the strap. It's got the attachment point down here. I removed the strap, but this is the size you need. I'll link it to in the bottom. If you have Solomon water bottles, if you look at other reviews, guys tried to fit a Solomon bottle in here, which is a lot skinnier and taller. This pocket is it's kind of short and fat. So it doesn't fit that, but this 500 milliliter hydro flask fits absolutely perfect and requires a little bit of work to take it in and out, but I think that's going to be common with any vest. The bottom pocket is a good size. I use this pocket mainly on the left-hand side for snacks, so I put a couple of bars, some nuts, something like that in there. And if you look at the other side, it's the exact same layout. In this pocket yesterday, I kept a buff in here, so that fits, and then I also had my AirPods. So I do like the zippered pockets. One thing to mention, a lot of complaints you get on with this vest is that the water bottle pockets are kind of low. Like if you're wearing this, you have to really kind of reach down and pull up in order to get to them, whereas a lot of other running vests, the bottles are going to sit a little bit higher. I think the spot they sit for a balance standpoint is good, but from a drinkability standpoint, you do have to reach down and pull up, and it can require a little bit of work. And then in this bottom pocket, I put my GoPro yesterday, and I've also fit some other stacks. Let's talk about the back of the pack. So the back of the pack, the big thing about this one versus some other running vests is it's made of like a really strong kind of ripstop nylon material, similar to a lot of my bigger backpacks. On the outside, it does have this little daisy chain, so you're able to compress it. There's not a whole lot of free space, so you can't really put much under here. You could put a hiking pole, but then there's nothing on the bottom to prevent it from falling out. The back panel, so against your back, is nice. It's a mesh type instead of just a plastic. It absorbs some sweat, but you're still going to get hot. The sides, this is probably my one gripe with the design of the pack, is the sides of the pack around like where your waist would be is just this elasticated bungee cord. If I was going to redesign or make this different, I might try to put a elasticated pocket there. I think that space would be awesome if you had like a buff, gloves, hat, small items to be able to just, even more food, be able to shove in a side pocket. I know a lot of the Solomon vests have that. I don't find this binding system uncomfortable, but I just don't know if it's the best use of space. Another item to mention is the sternum straps. They're connected to this small micro daisy chain that goes down the side with some adjustability. The top strap is solid here with a little bit of elastic, and this bottom one is completely elasticized. I'm about a 42, 43 coat size, and this is a large, fits me pretty good. I've found that this bottom one being elasticated keeps the vest from jiggling around too much, but still allows me to expand and to breathe quite well. Next up, let's talk about tools. One of the reasons I got this pack was to do some peak bagging. I've got a whole list of some summits I want to hit up in the spring and summer, in and around the Tahoe region, and then down further south from there. So I think this would be a great pack for some fast, light adventures. With that said, we've had a decent snow year, so having an ice tool will be important. Interesting attachment system for the ice tool. It has used the side bungees here. There's probably enough slack. I think even if the pack's fully loaded up, just enough for that. And then at the bottom, there's a little sleeve for the pick, and there's a little metal T-bone that is like hidden in this like almost impossible to find little pleat here. But you can pull this out, and there's a little tiny metal tab that's going to prevent this ice tool from completely falling out of your pack. Quick to deploy. Next tool you might carry with you into the mountains is a hiking pole. These are designed, there's a sleeve here on the outside, in between the inner pack fabric and the outer pack fabric there's a little bit of a sleeve where you can fit a hiking pole. These Alpine corks are a little too big and fit not the best. These are designed to be with 3-part collapsible black diamond poles, which I might pick up that'll fit a little bit better. The only problem I could see with this is while taking them out and putting them back in is relatively easy, and they're definitely very secure, I don't think I have the shoulder mobility in order to put those back or be able to aim it. You'd have to take the pack on and off. Maybe I'll try it once I get the newer poles, but hitting this little tiny hole, trying to shove them down in there, that could be quite challenging. So let's take a look at the inside of the pack now. I have this loaded up exactly how I had it loaded yesterday for my 16-mile run / hike. So let's take a look. The top is got a little C-clamp with a bungee, and then it kind of folds over and provides some water resistance to the top, where you then have a pull string draw cord. Inside the pack, this is again just to give you an idea of the volume. My tools and things I would keep in here are going to be different depending on what type of hike I'm going to have. I ate all my food, but just to kind of represent that, here's a Ziploc bag. This is about as much food as I would need for a day. So that fits in there. Catadine Be Free. This is a great little water filter option for fast and light hikes. I use this. This is the ½ liter, so I've got this plus the liter in the front. Yesterday's hike had more than enough water, and a lot of the snow trips I'm going to be doing, they'll have tons of little streams of water. So I think this plus the 2 front bladders is more than enough. My little Possibles pouch, I made a video on this about 2-3 weeks ago, stripped it down a little bit, taking out the larger battery, but med kit, sunscreen, that kind of basic stuff is all in this pouch. Sunglasses case. I always carry sunglasses and keep a case with them just so they don't get scratched up. My go-to piece, and has been forever, is the Arc'teryx wind shirt. I use this shirt all the time with a base layer. It shoves down and fits really well in here. Still more room. Got a pair of gloves, just some like stretchy running gloves. And then I also always keep in here a little emergency blanket. Figure why not, keep that in there. I also had, but took it out at the trail yesterday, so it did fit in here. I had a little puffy synthetic vest that I fit. So despite it being 8 liters, you can fit quite a bit of stuff in here. I think I could easily go for 12 hours, as long as it's not real cold. Like anything above, consistent temps above 30, I have enough layers that I could take on and off, put in here. That it's a good little size. The other thing too is because you have the side compression, if you wanted to run this like flat with nothing in it, I did this on a little day training run the other day. You can compress the front. I ran with it with just the 500 liter 2 bladders in the front, and it fit fine. Like it felt like secure. It didn't feel awkward. But then at the same time, you can load this up with 5 to 8 pounds of gear in the back, and you've got a really simple, lightweight, fast package that's very efficient. That you can get to all the bottles and get to everything. I don't know if this will show up on camera, but on the inside there's a sleeve, a stretchy mesh sleeve where you could put a bladder, and there's a little tiny hanger loop. There's also a zipper pouch I put my keys in. The zipper pouch is like kind of halfway down the bag, so it's a little hard to get to once you put the keys in. But that's it for the interior. Other than that, it's pretty blank, but it's a good size. So some closing thoughts. When I purchased this pack, I couldn't find the Black Diamond water bottles to fit into the pouches. That's why I had to use the hydro flasks. I did call their customer service and talk to a person to say, hey, do you have these in stock? You know when they're going to come back in? And they said they'd get back to me. They never did. So that was my only interaction with Black Diamond customer service. My other annoyance is I would like to get the Distance 15, which is a larger version of this pack. This is the 8 liter. They also make a 15 liter. And that seems to be constantly sold out and never in stock. I think that would be a great size pack for a little bit colder missions or a lot longer trips where you're going to be out and about for over 8 to 10 hours. You could carry a lot more food, some more layers, things like that. But I think the 8, at least for me, is a great size for warm weather, fast and light type of trips. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Hopefully this review was helpful to someone. Thanks for watching.